Please stand for the pledge of, oh, I forgot it's not on. Please, still not on. Come on, is this thing even plugged in? Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. I would like to invite some of our 8th grade chorus members who will be singing our national anthem.
You may be seated. Thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to the promotion ceremony for the 8th grade class of 2016. On behalf of myself and my classmates, we would like to thank everyone who came out tonight to support us and watch us take the next step into our futures. Tomorrow will be a day to remember, the last day of our middle school lives. We are definitely ready to take the next big step into our high school lives. Our entire class would like to welcome our teachers in the front rows, Mr. Powell, our principal, Mr. Karuba, our superintendent, our guest speaker, Marley Hornbaker, Mr. McInerney, the Board of Education president, and our other Board of Education members who are here with us this evening. Tonight is a big night for all of us here sitting on this stage. And I think I can speak for all of my classmates when I say that we've worked very hard to get to this moment. Not just this year, but every year since we began kindergarten. Now let's get started with this evening's ceremony. I would like to introduce our first 8th grade speaker, Morgan Lapshansky, who will explain the significance of being a good community member.
Thank you, Kadesha. Good evening, everyone. To be a good community member, we need to volunteer and do what we can to help out. This past year, we have had to be there for each other due to the several losses of friends, students, and family members. These losses affect everyone because we are such a small community. Since our community is so small, the lives that have been taken affect everyone because you either knew them personally or knew of them. When a tragedy strikes a family, the community does their best to come together and overcome all the obstacles in their path. Whether you knew the person directly or through a mutual friend, you still do what you can to help. Members of our community volunteer to do what they can to help the families going through these tragic times. Everyone does their part to support the families, whether it's raising money, cooking food, or being there just to comfort them. We still come together and support each other in such an important time of need. This is what being a good community member is all about. Sticking together and overcoming everything as one is the most important factor. This is what makes Belvidere such a great neighborhood for all of us. Living in a small community provides several advantages, such as the sense of closeness that we all feel toward each other. Everyone helps out in this community. We all try to find the time to volunteer. Several people use their time to volunteer at the community luncheons, babysitting, or at food drives. This makes us come together as a community and form a bond that cannot be broken. Some of us may find ourselves going in separate ways, but we will always have that unbreakable bond. Many of us started out in preschool together, and now we will soon be in high school. We have been through many fun times, sad times, and tragic times. Though, through every situation, we have come through it together as one. That is what makes this community so great. Just thinking of how far we have come should give us a sense of pride, as we always support each other during the good times and the bad. We will all look back on these times as some of the best memories of our lives. We will build new memories as we enter high school. We will welcome new friends as we enter high school, but we will all still have that bond that we have formed throughout the years. I am looking forward to the fun and exciting memories that we will create during our last 4 years together. Our teachers have set the foundation for our success as we move on into the high school. This is what they have all been preparing us for. We may have complained about projects or homework, but it is in preparation for the next phase of our education. We are fortunate to be close enough that we can stop back in and thank the teachers for all of the hard work that they put in to better our education. I find myself sad to say goodbye, but I'm looking forward to moving on into the next chapter of our lives. I want to thank all of the teachers at both schools and Mr. Powell for encouraging us to be the best students that we can be. I would like to finally say to my classmates, remember to give back. Congratulations to our class of 2016.
Thank you for reminding us how important it is to give back, Morgan. I would now like to introduce our second student speaker of the evening, Troy Exley, who will talk about the significance of living life to the fullest.
Thank you, Anthony. Good evening. Welcome to our 8th grade graduation. I volunteered to give a speech. Little did I know it'd be about living life to its fullest. I haven't always followed that advice, but I'm about to start. As Marie Robinson once said, nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. As we enter 9th grade, we have so many opportunities: sports, friendships, classes, even a job. If you want to start a new sport, try it. If you want to be in the school play, do it. If you want to talk to the cute guy or girl, go for it. What is there to lose? You never know what experience is going to turn out to be one of the best in your life. Earlier this year, we all suffered a huge loss. Our friend Connor Barbaro left us way too young. However, he was a perfect example of living life to the fullest. He may have been an only child, but he had more people who considered him to be a brother than anyone I know. He definitely lived life to the fullest. Fly high, Connor. Life is strange and unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen next. Let's not waste 1 second on worrying about something that may or may not happen. Let's be the class that doesn't say, I wish I would have, or I should have. Let's be the class that dances like nobody's watching, that sings like nobody's listening, and laughs at all the things that don't matter. As I look at my classmates now, I know we have accomplished many things, but have we lived life to its fullest? And what does that mean to each of us? For some, it means hanging out with friends and being adventurous. For others, it means setting your goal and achieving it. To me, it means stop being afraid, go out on a limb, try new things, and make the most of every situation that presents itself. In the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take. So let's get out there, class of 2016. Take a chance, do your thing, be fearless, and always live life to the fullest. We are the future high school class of 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Troy. We would now like to introduce our Board of Education President, Mr. McInerney, who will also offer us some advice about our futures.
Thank you. Great speech, Troy, too, by the way. Oxford Street graduates, congratulations. You are now rising freshmen. Think about this moment in your journey. Think about those people that you need to be thankful for. to your parents, your grandparents, other loved ones, that teacher who helped you with that special assignment, perhaps a principal, all those individuals in your life to help to get you here today. You are now rising freshmen. Think about the next 4 years in high school. Get involved, take new challenges, stretch yourself, stretch your capabilities. These next 4 years are going to go incredibly fast. To quote one of my favorite movies, and perhaps not the most appropriate for graduation, Ferris Bueller. Now, those of you who are familiar with Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the topic is his skip day. But there is an inspiring message in there. Life moves pretty quickly. If you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. So my advice to you is don't miss it. Get involved. Look at sports, think about organizations, think about student government. There are a load of activities that afford you in high school. And look at those opportunities and don't cheat yourself. Get involved. These next 4 years are going to go incredibly fast. Enjoy them, work hard, do your best. Oxford Street 8th grade graduates, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. McInerney, for those inspiring words. We appreciate everything you and our board members do for our schools. At this time, we would like to invite Mr. Powell, our elementary school principal, to the podium so he can address our graduating class.
Thank you. How you doing? All right. Almost done. Good evening, parents, family, staff, administration, and of course the Oxford Street class of 2016. As always, it is once again an honor to be able to speak to you as a whole as you prepare to enter the last cycle of your K-12 schooling. You are a group that I met in November of your 5th grade year. Such a pleasure to see you guys now as you move on. It has been an incredible pleasure to watch all of you mature and turn into young ladies and gentlemen that you are now. I'm happy to have been able to join you as you've completed this phase of your academic journey. The next phase is an interesting one. One might say that now the training wheels are finally off, and now you have more control of the path that you're going to take. You will move on to high school with many new faces among your peers, your teachers, new hallways, and more options of clubs, sports, and activities, and anything else that high school has to offer. As I've watched all of you over the past 3.5 years, I have to admit, I've become a little envious of you. I see the technology that's available to you now, and that technology was literally a dream when I was your age. Yes, I've sadly gotten to the point where I now give advice to young people by saying when I was your age. But this YouTube, Snapchat era has often been a subject of discipline when it comes to me as a principal. But what I can tell you is a very powerful memory tool for you. I'm probably going to get in a little bit of trouble with Mr. Lazara sitting in front of me right now. But what I'm going to advise you, one piece of advice I'm going to give to you over the next 4 years, use your phones. And use your phones to their fullest. Use them in the right way, though. Don't go in the middle of English or science class and take out your phone and the teacher says, put your phone away, and you say, oh no, my principal said this is a good thing. It's not what I mean. But I want you to take those pictures. I want you to take those videos. Take those selfies with your friends, your family, your teachers, your coaches, your advisors, your mentors, your older siblings, your younger siblings. You use that tool and you make yourself some memories. Actually, if you're lucky and you get in a selfie with Mr. Lazara, you know you're doing well in high school. Okay, I'm going to be the second person to tell you this. You just heard it from Mr. McInerney, and you're going to hear this a lot, and I hope you can appreciate it now. It goes fast. It goes really fast. So take those selfies, because 10, 15, 20 years later, that random selfie on the bus after soccer game or field hockey game or after practice or at play practice is going to bring a smile to your face. Use your phones to get that goofy pic with your parents on the family vacations. Get that silly pic of you kissing your grandma on the cheek. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. Now, I just spoke to you about the potential of a tool that you can carry around in your pocket. I am going to leave you with a piece of advice of potential that you don't need to charge every night. That potential is inside of you. Don't underestimate that potential. Muhammad Ali, one of my personal heroes who just passed away a little over a week ago, he said, if your goals don't scare you, then you haven't set them high enough. Don't be afraid to be scared. Fear can be a good thing. It's a motivator. Don't fear the fear. Meet the fear and achieve what you can do. And it sounds weird when you think about it, but if you let it sink in, I think you'll find that quote kind of interesting. You've received a lot of lessons over the last few years. Now it's time to apply them. Use the lessons that you've learned both in and out of the classroom, in and out of the school, to make and create the best possible future for yourself. As always, my wish to every 8th grade class that comes through is that in 4 years, you look back on this year and you say it was the 5th best school year of your life. You can make that happen by actually applying the lessons that you've learned. Use the support system that you have. If you're wondering what system that is, look in front of you right now. All right? The people in front of you right now, that's your major part of your support system, right in front of you. These people in front of you are your cheerleaders. They're the biggest fans you will ever have, and they will always do what's best for you, and they always want what's best for you to achieve. Don't be afraid to use them and trust them. It has been an absolute pleasure to serve as your principal. I wish you the absolute best that life has to offer, and I look forward to hearing about the great things you will do. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much for your continued support and encouragement, Mr. Powell. At this time, we would like to introduce our guest speaker for tonight, Marley Hornbaker, a senior at Belvidere High School, who will be graduating tomorrow night. In 2012, Marley was on this stage herself, and it's great to see her back. Marley has accomplished so many things in her short time in high school. Marley is also one of Belvidere High School's top 10 students. She plans to attend Moravian College, where she'll major in nursing. Please join me in welcoming Miss Marley Hornbaker to our stage.
Good evening, and I'd like to congratulate the 8th graders on reaching this milestone in their young lives, and thank the administration and teachers for inviting me here to speak tonight. Students, you may be thinking, why is this girl that I've only ever seen wandering around the high school here to speak to me? She's only going to make me sit up here for 10 extra minutes and be hot. Well, I'll let you know first off that I will not keep you here that long. What I'd like to address tonight is the concept of 24 hours. Here you are probably thinking again, is this girl crazy? I know what 24 hours is. You are correct. 24 hours is 1,440 minutes or 86,400 seconds. But what I would like to share with you tonight is what 24 hours has meant to me during the past 4 years. I'm sure that each and every one of you have faced some kind of challenge at some point in your life, whether it be a presentation in class, a big game, or the first day in a new environment. In these types of situations, you may feel nerves or fear or a combination of the two. I have personally felt these feelings on a daily basis throughout my life just because that's the type of person I am. And as some of you may also do, I overthink everything. When I'm feeling these sensations of anxiety and self-doubt, I try to remember one thing. I can always make it through the next 24 hours. So when preparing for that test or the first day at a new job is feeling impossible and that you may not get through it, remember that in 24 hours it will be over. In 24 hours, the grade that you get on that test will no longer be in your control, and there will never be another first day at work. And now you may be thinking, what do I have to worry about in high school? High school will be a breeze. But please listen to me now. In the next 4 years, you will be challenged, you will try new things, and to please cherish every second of it. Be sure that you step beyond your comfort zone and make yourself a little uncomfortable, because those moments are what you will learn the most from. Remember, what doesn't challenge you will not change you, and prepare to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I wrap up my little pep talk for all of you as you prepare to dive into the years of high school. And please note that in 4 years and a day, or approximately 1,461 days, or 35,064 hours, you will be preparing to walk across the football field at your own high school graduation. So please take those 35,064 hours and make them count. Because as I'm sure you have already heard 100 times, and you've already heard them twice here tonight, that high school will fly by, and before you know it, all of you will be standing in my shoes. Thank you for having me, and I wish you the best of luck in the coming years, and just remember to take it 24 hours at a time.
Thank you for those encouraging words, Marley. We will be sure to take your advice. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Powell, Mr. McInerney, and Ms. Weber to please come to the podium for the presentation of our class and for the awarding of the certificates.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Belvidere Elementary School's class of 2016. Kadesha V. Little. Anthony Michael Appleby. Lawrence J. Menegas. Morgan Lynn Lapshansky. Troy James Exley. Emma Allen. Alyssa Hopkins. Haley Marie Kelly. Alexis Marie Maxwell. Shannon Marie Realmuto. Alyssa Rudd. Michael W. Adamczyk. Maximilian Robert Anglum. Mark Stephen Burton III. Faith Desiree Blanchard. Wade Lee Bernhauser III. Emily Rose Casterline. Dean Thomas Siraki. John Robert Zeppeth. Isabella M. Daniello. Emily Rose Domin Yeager. Kevin Livingston Dolan. Caitlin Marie Galicki. Kira Gately. Matthew Blaze Han. Tima Kulikov. John Lewis Lebo. Sierra Danielle Macagnano. Tucker Grant Mitch. Annie Elizabeth Noon. Justin Peschel. Alexandria Ann Popiak. Joelle M. Ramirez. Isabella Grace Sarah. Emma Lee Serrano. Lily Michelle Sullivan. Isaac Kane Super. William Harrison Van Eiderstein. Matthew J. Warren. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to present to you the future high school class of 2020. Please be seated.
At this time, we would also like to thank Mr. Powell, our principal, Mr. Karuba, our superintendent, and Mr. McInerney, the Board of Education president. We appreciate Mr. Reed for playing our procession and recession music. We'd also like to thank Morgan and Troy for the inspiring words, Larry for leading us in the flag salute, Marley Hornbaker for taking the time to address our class, as well as our 8th grade chorus members for sharing their beautiful voices with us. Great job, everyone. Our class would especially like to thank our families and friends for the help and support to get us all on the stage tonight. Without you all, this wouldn't be possible, and we appreciate all you've done for us. We're grateful to all of you for sharing this moment for us. Please immediately join us in the Oxford Street Gym for our promotion celebration, pictures, and to see our elementary school memory posters. Congratulations to our class of 2016. We finally did it.